For the love of God, this game, I was screaming the entire time. I know my neighbors were upset. I was screaming the entire time. Funny enough, I was on the phone with Swish Hill. You guys know Swish Hill is my best friend in real life. So we were on the phone the entire game, and I was screaming the entire time. I mean, I was just screaming the entire time. I was making them laugh because I was just screaming the entire time. This was incredible. This game was absolutely phenomenal. I loved it. I loved every second of it because I feel as if it revealed all of our best traits and it also revealed all of our flaws, right? I loved this game. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I knew, and this happens every single time, I knew Wemby was going to step up to the occasion. He knew I'm going against Giannis, I'm going against Dame, and he was the standout for a big chunk of that game. If it wasn't for minutes restriction, I'm going to be real with you guys. We're looking at 0-3 Duncan right now, okay? I mean, he's not as good as 0-3 Duncan yet. But what I mean is we got a guy that's on the team, and he's surrounded around guys on his team that are fairly good. We're going to get into each player, how they played or whatever. But he's surrounded around guys that's not as good as him at all. And he carried. He carried on both ends of the court. He absolutely carried. It was incredible. I mean, it was absolutely incredible. I mean, I don't know what play. There was so many wow moments. Like every game thus far, watching Wembanyama, there's been like one wow moment, right? Like we'll say, whoa, we remember that from this game. We remember this from that game. This one had like 5, right? I mean, we got the behind the back Manu Ginobili fast break and one dunk. We got off the backboard dunk, splitting 2 defenders, one of which was Giannis, off the backboard, alley-oop to himself dunk. We had Giannis trying him, and he just absolutely devouring that shot. It's like, where's this welcome to the NBA moment? I've been waiting for a while now. I was told by Rockets fans that it would come. I was told by OKC fans that it's coming. Just wait. You're going to get that welcome to the NBA moment. And I haven't seen it. I have seen a lot of welcome to the Wemby moments, but I have not seen any welcome to the NBA moments for Wemby yet. I haven't seen it. I'm waiting though. I'm waiting. You would think that it would have came against the Bucks because everyone said, hey, he's too skinny. Against Giannis, he's just going to bully him. No, that is not the case. Also, can we stop? I mean, I know that this is not part of the segment. Can we please stop? For the love of God, stop comparing Wemby to Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren is a really good player. I think that he's going to be a fine player in the NBA. I think all-star level talent. But can we please, for the love of, please, if you want to compare anybody from OKC to Wemby, you know, future-wise, you do it with SGA, okay? That's a bona fide superstar. But can we please, for the love of God, stop comparing Chet to Wemby? There is no comparison. This dude is absolutely ridiculous. He's another tier. Anyways, okay, so let's go ahead and go through this game. I'll tell you how I feel about every single player's performance. Okay, every single player's performance. All right, we'll start with we'll just start. You want to just go top down, or should we make ourselves up to? I don't want to do. Let's start with the bench, okay? Because we can build ourselves up a little bit. So Mamu barely played. He only came in because Don Barlow got hurt, which really sucked. Don Barlow, great talent. Oh my goodness, I loved every second of that, of his play. He is not a center, but for him to be out of position, I mean, he can play power forward / center, but for him to be out of position, he did a really good job. He played really tough. He had 2 blocks, a steal in there. Surprised he only had 1 rebound. I guess he was just fighting for rebounds. But he was getting some good box outs in there. Went 3 for 3. Just a solid player, okay? Very solid player. And one thing that I noticed, he was absolutely keyed in. There wasn't one play from Don Barlow where his age showed. There wasn't one play from Don Barlow where I felt like, oh, he's lost out there. None of that. He was spot on the entire game. He was right there. I loved it. I absolutely loved every second of it. And it's so sad too, because I think I posted, like I said, everything was pre-recorded, the videos prior. And I ended up posting about Don Barlow. And I said, hey, it's still relevant. He played well in the G League. I'll post it anyway. And there were people talking about his last game and saying, well, he looked like trash to me. And it's like, in that video, I was talking about the G League. And no, he's a solid player, dude. He's not trash. He's fine. Okay. He's young and he's fine. And he's undrafted. I know that he basically was undrafted because he wanted to go to the Spurs. There were teams that wanted him in the second round, but he said, no, I'm going to the Spurs. But still, like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like people need to chill with that off of one game. But anyway, Osman, guys, I'll be real with you. This was one of his better games over the course of the last few games, but I don't know. He played well in this game. I guess I'm looking at it as like a whole, not just this game. Look, we're focusing on this game. Osman, I'll tell you how I feel about him overall. I think that he's fine on the team, but I don't think that you need Osman and Doug McDermott. That's just me. I don't think. I mean, Osman is fine. I also would not mind a trade, at some point. But he's fine. He's been doing well for the most part. And I think if the team was a little bit better, well equipped for a role player of his talent, I think that he would look better. So I don't know. Guys like Osman, Doug McDermott, I would much rather them just go to a team that's already pretty established, so they can just do their thing there. So they can get a chance to win. They're not like the perfect type of vets you want on this type of team. You know what I mean? I don't know. But this game overall, he played really good defense. Better defense than normal. God, backhanded compliment. But yeah, he has 3 steals, which was really impressive. 5 assists, 4 for 7, 3 for 6 from 3, and that's all you can ask for right there. Like, that's what you're going to get out of Osman, and that's what we want. So he did fine. Whatever. Only 1 turnover. It was a bad turnover, but 1 turnover nonetheless. Moving on. Keldon Johnson. I saw a lot of people, guys. Keldon Johnson is such a fan favorite, and I understand why. Like, he's so lovable, and he plays with intensity, and plays with heart, and he goes into your chest no matter what. Overall, this game as a whole, I don't think Keldon Johnson was that good. He made some really good shots in that second half. Don't get me wrong, like that nasty dunk. I was like, where did that come from? But then for every play that he does something like that, he'll force a shot on 2 or 3 guys. It's like, what are you doing, Keldon? Slow down. You got shooters out here for a reason, man. And then defensively, this is nothing new. You guys know this, but the Bucks continuously win at them. But overall, I thought that, like when I was saying at the beginning that we got to see all the positive traits and the negative traits of our team right now, we kind of saw that mix with Keldon, right? Like, he can ignite the crowd. He can ignite his teammates. He plays with passion. He plays with toughness, and it helps. It definitely does help. But then you can also see on many occasions where he just forced shots over and over and over. It's like, Keldon, dude, please pass it out. If it's a double team, pass it out, for the love of God. Yeah, I hate that. But as the game went on, he did pass out a few times when he got double teamed. But God, I hate when he gets in that mode, especially when Devin Vassell is on the court too. That irked me. Blake Wesley, defense was really good, actually. They called him on a few fouls. See, you can see here 3 fouls. But his defense overall was pretty doggone good. It's so funny that everyone got on to Blake Wesley. Like, this was like low-key trending. Blake Wesley didn't pass the ball to Wemby. And funny enough, if you rewatch that play, who he actually probably should have got the ball to was Sohan, but he took 1 shot. He took 1 shot. And you guys can't even see this. I'm sorry. He took 1 shot. Why are people so upset? He was 1 shot. Okay? He took 1 shot. And it wasn't even like a bad shot that he took, I think some of his old tendencies came up a little bit, always going to that left, and it seems like it's blocked every single time. But no, he's fine, man. He's fine. I don't know where that came from. Like, he missed Wemby on this 1 play. And another thing he won't get credit for, which really bothers me, is he had 1 assist, but that's really fooling you. He had a lot of pass to assists. He initiated the offense very well. He made the right reads. Some of them were very close to being a turnover, but who cares, right? He didn't get one. So he did really, really well, I thought. And I was impressed. I was impressed by Blake Wesley. I continue to be impressed by Blake Wesley. Maybe somebody we need to talk about. But if you guys didn't know, I actually looked this up. Over the course of the last 10 games, which I don't know how this affected, but over the course of the last 10 games, he's 30th amongst all guards in the NBA in defensive rating. And I think, because people were getting on to me because I was like, well, Trey Jones' defense hasn't been as good. Trey Jones is like 193rd? I think he's 193rd over the course of the last 10 games defensive rating wise. So, and that can be skewed a little bit, when it comes to defensive rating, because it depends on who you're guarding, right? Like you wouldn't say, I don't know if Jeremy Sohan had the same defensive rating as Kyrie, you wouldn't therefore say that they're both equal defensively, because Sohan would guard a tougher opponent. So there's that. But Blake Wesley and Trey Jones have basically covered the same guy, right? Even in the against Ja Morant, Blake Wesley guarded him 6 or so minutes, I think, and Trey Jones 2 or so minutes. So I think it's fine to compare the two and say, yeah, Blake Wesley has been better defensively. So, but yeah, he's been really good. In this game, I thought he did well. So there's that. All right, so here's the starters, okay? Starters. Champagnie, he was okay. Nothing really write home about. I mean, the one positive thing I can say about him that I can't say about Doug, and I know this is unfortunate, but Doug, he can shoot threes, and that's it. But with Champagnie, at least he can play some defense. I think he'll be really good in the future when he can just come off the bench. But right now, we don't really have room for that, for him to just be a bench player. So he has to start. So I think as the team gets a little bit more full and we got the team that we need, I think that he's really going to stand out off the bench. So we'll see what happens there. Sohan had a poor shooting performance. He's really been struggling, which this is kind of his bread and butter, which has been pretty disappointing. And I think that the start of the season really hurt him as well, with the position that he was playing, prior. But he's really struggled around the rim, and that's not like something that's common with Sohan, right? Like last season, he was known even coming into the league that he's good around the rim. He hasn't even been able to go to his go-to shot. So I think he's still kind of adjusting offensively when it comes to shooting. 1 for 5 from 3. We expect better than that, right? Like he's shown that he can shoot, a little bit better than that or whatnot. But shooting wise, nothing really there. But that's probably never going to be his bread and butter. I'm never expecting Sohan to average 20 something points in his career. That's not the type of player he is. It's all that groundwork, right? It's all that grittiness that he brings to the table. And that's what we got out of him in this game. He had 8 rebounds, which were some really tough rebounds, by the way, that he was snatching. 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block. And I'll be real with you, I don't even remember the block, but he is a nasty man. So that's kind of what he's good at. He did a really good job of contesting shots, but didn't help too much when you have that amount of talent over at the Bucks. And also Sohan having to be moved to center, power forward constantly. That was pretty tough too. I mean, these are some really tough assignments. I mean, there's only so much he can do. He's not going to be able to guard a Giannis, right? He can guard maybe a LeBron James type of, player, but he's not going to be able to guard a Giannis. It's just too much power, too much length coming at you. So yeah, it was just too much for him. But overall, he did good. He did fine. People are going to say he's trash, he's garbage, but no, Sohan did fine. You got to kind of keep in mind what he's good at, what he's there for, and for what he is. He's been doing what he needs to do. So I'm not really mad at Jeremy at all. He brings other things to the table. Let's see. When Jeremy came in the game and late in the fourth for Osman, that was the game changer. Osman was playing great. The late open 3 that he took would have been Osman. You can't just say it. The late open 3 that he took would have been Osman. You don't know. Osman is known as a 3-point shooter. Sohan being open more than likely is because he's not known as a 3-point shooter. You can't say just plug and play that's what would have happened, right? Just like at the end of the game when Trey Jones missed that 3-pointer, yeah, we could say Malachi Branham probably would have hit that shot, but then at the same time, would they have been so quick to just double Wemby in that moment? They knew Trey Jones was over there, so they felt very comfortable in saying, you can take that shot, right? So yeah, I'm not gonna play that game. Okay, Sohan did fine. He did well, and honestly, when it's all said and done, I would rather Sohan be on the game team than Osman. Anyways, we're gonna save Wemby. Let's save Wemby. We're gonna go to Trey Jones, then we'll do Wemby and Devin. Okay, let's save these two. Trey Jones, my boy, Trey Jones. God, people are gonna hate this. You're gonna hate me. Oh, you're gonna hate me for this take. He did okay. He had a good game for what he is, for him being a kind of a game manager, adequate point guard. He did fine. I guess my only thing with Trey Jones that I get irritated with, and it has nothing to do with him. I think it has more to do with like fans, because I think he gets overrated a little bit, just a little bit sometimes. I don't know. I think he gets overrated just a tad, but overall, wait, the live's cutting out. Is this true? Everybody, is the live cutting out? Restart the thing, please. Restart it, refresh it. I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, because you are lagging, my friend. Really? Mine's look fine over here. I'm not getting any notifications that anything's wrong. It's not cutting out. I don't know what's going on. So anyways, when it comes to Trey Jones, I thought that he was adequate. The thing that's going to irritate me is that if you have any type of criticism, people immediately say, well, you had 18 points. He went 7 for 13. But a big chunk of these points came from Wemby, right? Like, Wemby brought so much attention. It made it way better for Trey Jones. But kudos to Trey Jones for knocking him down, right? You still got to knock him down. And he did. So he just is, I guess the thing with Trey is, like, he is who I thought he was. You know what I mean? Like, that's the main thing. It's like he is who he is. He's not like a star. If the Spurs were to trade Trey Jones, or they walk away from Trey Jones, I don't think the Spurs really miss anything, especially when they get a point guard in the future. He just kind of is who he is. I don't know, but he did a fine job. He did fine. Defensively, he did better than he did in the first quarter. Like, he kind of locked it down a little bit. So he did well in that regard. He hit down the shots that was given to him. So that's good. That three at the end, that missed three at the end, like I said, we got to see the positive traits and the negative traits of this team. We got to see all the weaknesses that we have, and that's a huge weakness. And I've said that over and over again. And I do find it kind of funny, just a little bit from Spurs fans, just a little bit, kind of funny that everyone kept saying, we're going to win as soon as you start Trey Jones, as soon as he gets starter minutes. Well, he got starter minutes. He should have been in the game at the end, right? I don't think that he shouldn't have been in the game at the end. Sure, he should have finished the game. He had an open three, and he can't shoot. He can't. And I don't want to play around with the hypothetical, like, oh, if he can shoot, oh, wait until this. He's old enough at this point that I'm not really going to trip about that, right? Like, when it comes to Sohan, we can do those what ifs, right? He's 20 years old. We can do it. We can do the what ifs. But when it comes to Trey Jones, he's basically the same age as Devin Vassell, right? 24. Doesn't Trey Jones turn 24 in a few days? Why do I know that? Do I? Let's see. Oh my God. Why do I know these things? That's so weird. I shouldn't know Spurs. I got a problem. I shouldn't know their birthdays. This is so weird. Yeah, so he's going to be 24 soon. I don't know. At this point, it's like, he is who he is. I'm not going to trip about it, right? But Devin Vassell, he... Gosh, I'm so ready to talk about Devin and Wemby. Devin made me angry. He made me angry. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Ruru. Vote Victor Wembanyama for All-Star 2024. Tell your friends. Also, happy birthday, Vic. Go Spurs, go. Yeah, guys, make sure you vote for Victor, please. I think it's vote.nba.com. But look, just type in Google vote All-Star NBA, it comes up. So, all right, okay, listen, guys. Devin Vassell pissed me off. He did. He irritated me. He continues to irritate me. Because Why can't he be aggressive all the time? What is it about Devin Vassell where he's just not aggressive at times? This was a very tough game, but he was the most aggressive that we've seen. I want every single game. I don't care if he goes 1 for 20. Every single game, he should attempt about 20 shots. There's no excuse for Devin Vassell to not play aggressively. I really do mean that. He can go 1 for 20 and I won't get mad. He has to shoot. He should be a volume shooter, a volume scorer. Like, he's a decent defender. Don't get me wrong. So, I mean, you can regard him as a two-way to some extent. But at the same time, it's like, Devin, my boy, this is what you do. This is your bread and butter. You're a better shooter than you are even a defender. You're a better shooter than you are a facilitator. Shoot the ball. You are a legitimate threat. He looked like Jamal Crawford out there, what he was doing. It was so impressive. You're the most crafty scorer we have. You are the best scorer we have. Why are you not taking this many shots on a continuous basis? I don't get it. I don't understand. He was so aggressive. He should have been called for a few fouls, by the way. He was so aggressive. He had 30. This doesn't happen, okay? Or at least I feel like this is rare. To have 34 points and not go to the free throw line once. 34 and not at the free throw line once. Let me see. I know Giannis had like 44 points. Okay, he went to the free throw line 6 times. That's stupid impressive. But you get my point, right? Like Damian Lillard, he had 25 points. He went to the free throw line 4 times. Like, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, even Wemby went to the free throw line 6 times with 27 points. Like, this is ridiculous what he's capable of doing. I don't know where this is coming from, where he's not aggressive all the time. And you can say whatever you want about Pop. Actually, don't, because whatever you say about Pop, you're probably wrong. But Popovich, I mean, they even had him mic'd up this game. He told them, he was like, look, stop thinking about it. Just shoot. Just do it. Don't worry about it. So I was totally fine with guys taking wide open shots. Let's be real. Trey Jones thought about that 3 at the end, but he was like, just shoot, just let it go. And he was talking about Devin Vassell as well. Just do it, man. Just go for it. No one's going to save you. No one on this team is going to save you. It's literally you and Wemby as far as scoring wise. And Keldon's the third guy as far as scoring. Sohan ain't going to save you. Sohan, he can give you 30 piece every blue moon, but he's not that type of player, right? He's more of a pillar, more of a connector. That's what he is, and he does a great job at it. And good defender, you know, that's what he is. Your defensive, well, Wemby's your defensive anchor, but your secondary defensive anchor is Sohan. Like, that's what he is. Who's gonna save you? Trey Jones can't shoot. Champagne's a role player. Who's gonna save you? Take the shots. Stop. Stop deferring. I don't know why Vassell defers so often. Take the shots. This is what he's capable of doing. Seriously, if we came out of this game and Devin Vassell missed every single shot he took and he took 21 shots, I would say I am so glad that he's shooting. Who else gonna do it for you? And I'll tell you this right now, if the Spurs manage to get, which they will, I mean, we got some great draft picks coming up. When the Spurs manage to fill up this roster a little bit, you get a point guard, get another scorer, maybe another two-way. Devin Vassell is going to be a bad man. Can you imagine this type of guy being your third best scorer? Oh my God. Oh my God. It's like CJ McCollum being your third best scorer. Like, oh my goodness. But anyways, so he just made me mad this game because I'm like, where has this been? You know? Honestly, actually, if we go, hold on, before we go into Wemby, I'm sorry, Wemby. Oh, Wembanyama. Let's see, Devin Vassell stats. We're gonna go to the splits. Let's go to ESPN. How often does he even take that many? Is this the most shots he's taken? He's taken in a game. I think it's the most. These are the most shots. Wait. We still got November. Hold on. Yeah. Even through preseason. These are the most shots he's took this season. Why are you not doing this? Last game, he took 8 shots. I was at this game, and I was like, what is Vassell doing? He took 8 shots. Take 20. Go for 20. At the very least, go for 17 or 18. But please, for the love of God, go for 20. Take as many shots as you can. God, dude. So frustrating. Anyways, okay, so Wembanyama. Oh my God. Wembanyama. Wow. What should I do? I want some type of like visual on the screen. Hold on. I'll just play what I got recorded. What I got my girl to record at the game. Let me see. I think I posted. Didn't I post it on? Here it is. This is my visual, okay? Sorry. Ew, why is it so pixelated? It's not pixelated on my phone, I promise. Yeah, I don't know why it's like this. Yeah, this is the visual, okay? Like, Wemby is a bad man, y'all. He is a bad man. He pulled out every single trick he had in the book. He had so many different tricks in his hat, and he pulled all of them out. He showed the world what he is, and it's so insane that as soon as he turned 20, I mean, basically still 19. He's been 19 longer than he's been 20. He just absolutely demolished the Bucks. I mean, they were in disarray. Seriously. Clan, today is Victor's birthday. I know, he's 20. I know, he just turned 20. He had them in disarray. I mean, it was like, what do you do? What's kind of crazy about the whole thing? Was I'm looking at Victor and I'm like, okay, guys are being able to push you around a little bit, but it's like he's so good on his feet. He's so flexible. He's so fast. He's so quick. He's so keyed in on every single play that, like, even when they get him off of his feet just a little bit, he's still there to block it. It's crazy. And I just been waiting for this welcome to the NBA moment for so long that everyone told me was coming, and it has not came yet. It hasn't came. I've been waiting. I mean, Giannis went right into his chest, and any other player, you're like, oh, dang, he got him there. And he still blocked him. Look, guys, if Giannis can't... Wemby, this is the worst version of Wemby. If Giannis can't bully Wemby, who's going to bully him? It's not like Giannis wasn't trying. Giannis got the... I mean, he has more basketball IQ, so I'm not trying to make a complete comparison, but he has like the Keldon Johnson mentality, like, I'm going to go at you, right? I'm aggressive every single game. I'm going to give the fans what they came for. Every single game, he's coming at you. And he wasn't playing the Spurs any different than he played anybody else, but he could not bully Wemby. If he can't bully Wemby, who can? Seriously, Giannis is the closest thing we've seen since Shaq. Who's gonna bully Wemby? It's incredible. This is the worst version of himself. Good point. Yeah, dude. No, I thought about that. I was thinking about this game, and I'm like, you know, Giannis, because Giannis did had a phenomenal game. Don't get me wrong, he had 44 points, and people are gonna, lie to you and say that it was all on Wemby, even though like a big chunk of that also Wemby wasn't in the game, and he was really just bullying like Keldon, Don Barlow, and Sohan. But he didn't bully Wemby. He had a really good dunk on Wemby where I was like, ooh, that was nice. But for the most part, Wemby did really well on Giannis. I would look up the stats as far as like the advanced stats, but I doubt that that's out yet. I highly doubt that's out yet. Final block with 5 fouls. It's crazy he had 5 fouls. He had 5 blocks. Yeah. Oh, you said final block. You meant 5 blocks. Okay. You meant 5 blocks. I think that's what you meant. The final block on Giannis, he gave Vic a hard shot to the midsection, and Vic still hung in there and got the monster block. It's crazy. And this happens over and over again. It like Giannis isn't the first one. And it's like we're watching at home, right? Like we're on the couch, you know, we're not, I mean, some of you guys might be, but we're not athletes, right? And we don't know what it's like to be on that court, and it's so quick. And it seems so slow to us, but it's super fast paced, you know, actually, you know, watching the game. I mean, we saw that from Vic when he was like exhausted during summer league. But what's crazy is like when we sit back and watch the game, we're like, why do you keep going at him like that? Like, even if you think you're open, you're not, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. These guys are so used to playing against regular NBA players that it's like, hey, this is an open shot. I mean, for God's sake, it seemed like Wemby was underneath the rim. That block he had, that corner 3 block, seemed like he was under the rim. That was a wide open shot. You take it. Still wasn't good enough. It's just incredible, guys. It's just incredible. I'm blown away. Stats wise, doesn't matter. We knew he killed it. Only 26 minutes restriction, 27 points, 2 for 8 from 3. So he has to work on that. We already know that off season. We know he's going to work on that. He needs to, you know, build a little bit more strength. 3-point shooting definitely needs working on. This probably he's going to take thousands upon thousands of shots like Sohan, and he's a more natural shooter than Sohan is. So if Sohan can improve to the degree that he's improved, Wemby should very well be able to give us, you know, about 3 or 4 threes a game, like easily, right? Anyways, free throws good. Yeah, look, I don't know what else to say. He was phenomenal. We are so lucky to have this kid. Anything else you guys want to say before we go to the next thing? I mean, I'm lost for words. So overall, I think that as a team, they played really well. As a team, I think that they played tough, and it's kind of unfortunate as well, because if you bring this type of energy to any other game, you should win some, especially some games coming up. There's no excuse now, okay? You got the Cavs, you got the Pistons, no excuse. You should be able to whoop some butt. There's no excuse here. I don't care. You need to come out here and you need to fight. And I'm talking about one person in particular, actually. You. I'm talking about you. All right, Devin? There's no one that's going to save us. It's you. You need to fight. You're the one. You're the one. Devin Vassell was people are going to say Trey Jones was the decision. No. Trey Jones got some easy shots in there. But Trey Jones starting was not the oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you, James. He says Wemby's block percentage is now 9.6%, a whole 1.3% higher than the runner-up in Chet Holmgren. Taking into account blocks per game and rim deterrence, Wemby is on an astronomically, sorry, I can never say that word, different level defensively than other NBA players. Yeah, and he has like the most blocks in the league. It's insane, isn't it? It's insane. Yeah, people don't even take into account the fact that a lot of these shots that he don't get blocks on is because they literally didn't try them. That's a good point, though. This game was worth a rewatch. Great game. Yeah, it definitely is. And you can watch it a few times. We don't play till Sunday. But yeah. Anyways, people will say Trey Jones starting. That was the difference in this game. No, it wasn't. The last time the Spurs won, Trey Jones didn't even play. The difference is that amount of aggression, it needs to be in the right person's hands. Keldon Johnson can't do it for you. I love Keldon Johnson's mentality. Okay, I do. I love it. I love that he's going to go at you, but he has immense tunnel vision, okay? And he's not super creative when it comes to dissecting a defense or anything like that. Devin Vassell, you're the one. You're the best scorer we have by far. While Wemby has the most talent, while Wemby, I think, overall is the best player on the team just because of his defense, even his defense alone, actually. Devin Vassell, you're the best scorer on this team. Why are you not taking this many shots? I hope that this will wake him up, and we should win way more games when Devin Vassell at least attacks to this degree, because he opened so many things up for this team. So many easy shots. And hopefully we can get some guys back, man. I think Malachi Branham is game to game, day to day. Say what you want about Malachi, but we desperately need him. We need that shooting. So hopefully that's a thing. Guys, where's Doug McDermott? I already said that I don't mind him getting traded. Not being rude or anything. I just would rather him be on a better team, and I don't think we get much utility out of him right now. Does anyone know? And then we'll end this segment. Where's Doug? Anybody in the chat know? Because I genuinely don't know where Doug McDermott is. He's getting a haircut. Ah, okay. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah, he can get traded. I'm just kidding. Apparently has a minor injury. Was it from... When did he have it? He had an arm contusion. Okay. All right. I didn't know. I missed it. Doug and Chetty would be awesome with contenders. That's the problem, right? They kind of are. It's kind of the same with Trey Jones too. Like I mean, I would definitely get rid of Osman and Doug before him, but like it's kind of like these guys fit a mold. They are what they are, right? So them being on a better team, you know, they would really stand out. Or at least they would get more. Those teams would get more utility out of them. We don't get a lot of utility out because we have games where Osman, Doug McDermott, and Keldon are playing together. What are we getting out of that, right? Because you got Keldon, who obviously has some tunnel vision. He's not passing it out necessarily to his two shooters, so he's probably gonna be 50% because he's gonna take the shot regardless. And then on the defensive end, there's no one that can guard. Keldon's not a good defender. Doug isn't a good defender. Osman is a good defender, and they just bully us. What utility are we getting out of Doug and Osman? I don't get that. I would rather us bring in Sidi Sissoko, trade Doug McDermott, and have Keldon Johnson out there with, you know, at least a defender. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. And it's not like he's like hitting a bunch of threes right now. I mean, Doug, the other night, he shot some good threes, but Wemby should stop jacking threes too. Well, in this game, it was some really... See, Pop told them, if you got the shot, don't think about it, shoot. If it's open, you need to take it. And I think that's good advice because this team, especially a young team, you don't want to overthink. Overthinking is going to lead to a lot of turnovers, a ton of turnovers. And I think Wemby, it was just kind of like, take the shot, man. You know, you got the look, take it. I wasn't mad at that. He had a big three in there. I'm not necessarily mad at missed threes, especially from Wemby and Sohan, because I know, okay, they can take them. Like, they can have games where they can shoot fairly decent at three. I guess I get a little irritated with Trey Jones when he takes a lot. But in this game, one of which was just, well, two of which both were really wide open. And it's no real other option you had at the end but to give it to him. Unless Wemby wanted to go full on Kobe. By the way, didn't even mention this. I loved Wemby reaction after Trey Jones missed the three. He instantly came up to him, was like, hey, it's okay. Because we know Wemby, you know, he loves winning. He's addicted to winning. He said this. His favorite thing in the world, he said. Paraphrasing, but he basically said that. But that's not over his team. All right. I thought that was really great. How quick he came up to Trey Jones. I did find it funny that Trey Jones looked surprised that he missed the three. It's like, bro, you're Trey Jones. What do you mean? Why are you surprised you missed that three? I wasn't. I didn't think he was going to make it. When he shot it, I was like, oh, okay, that's game. Before right when it left his hands, I was like, oh, that's game. Yeah, that's it. All we need is a closeout player wing and a point guard, and that's it. Well, yeah, kind of, yeah. You need like a 3-and-D wing, point guard, maybe another combo guard in there, and start filling up your roster from there. And that'll be really nice because I feel like in 2024, this next season, I know Pop kind of jumped the gun with the whole let's win now, but I think that season we actually will be able to just go ahead and try to win, because if you really think about it, coming off the what am I trying to say? I'm kind of like losing my train of thought a little bit. Yeah, anyways, I know what I was going to say. In 2024, you can just kind of go for it. Maybe you don't get a great pick in the draft. If you were to make the playoffs, maybe, I don't know. It's going to take a lot. You're still going to have a lot of young players. But you'll have 2025, even if we don't get a great draft pick of our own in 2025. That Atlanta Hawks draft pick is looking better and better by the day. Yeah, and we should get 2 lottery picks in this upcoming draft. We should. It's just going to be insane. We're going to get a top 3 pick. You already know that. We're going to get top 3, top 4 pick. And then from there, hopefully we get that Raptors pick, which also be a decent pick. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Enough of that segment. I know I ranted a lot.